Everybody out in virtual land too. Such a wonderful day it is today. I'm Reverend Shay Lang, and a welcome to all of you here and all of you online. What a special day we have today. This is Pride Month, so we're celebrating with all our LGBTQ individuals that are celebrating today. We join you as an ally, and please join us in the opening music today with Shauna Marshall. Oh, and Michael Coleman.
Yeah, Michael's going to come up and get us tapping our feet this morning.
I didn't know it was the first song.
We like. All right. You ready?
All right. Good morning.
I can't help it, God makes me want to sing. I can't help it, God makes me want to sing. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. I'm believing in every living thing. And I'm loving everything that God brings. No matter what comes, I can handle most things. Come on, Michael, play some harmonica. I'm feeling so good, all I can do is sing. I can't help it, God makes me want to sing. I can't help it, God makes me want to sing. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's so good to have everybody with us today. It is Pride Month, and we are celebrating that today. I know that it's a happy event now, but it's been a long road for people that are gay, lesbian, trans, bisexual, and queer in what they're doing. And I know that there's still challenges today. I'm not saying it's an easy road anymore, but we are happy that they're able to be proud, and they're able to express who they are freely in this country, and especially in this community. We gave out buttons this morning that say celebrating oneness. This community has been celebrating our oneness for 50 years and our denomination for 100 years. We have never been anything other than open and affirming. And we are, I'm proud of this denomination in that way, that we have always been celebrating all people, all faiths, all cultures, all orientations, all gender identities, all people. And we're proud to do that and happy to do that. And really, there was never any question in our denomination. It was from the very beginning because we believed in oneness as a principle. So I think that's worth a round of applause. We also just want to welcome everybody in this process of in our oneness. We celebrate everybody. Everybody is always welcome, always. And sometimes technology works and sometimes it doesn't. So our opening blessing is that you are in the perfect place right now. And we just raise our hands to say, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for you. And so in our community, and so it is. And we'd like to repeat our vision and mission statements. Some of you looks like you got handouts, some of you didn't. Thank you everybody for being here, but if you are new to our community, just listen to the way we're reading it. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission statement, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. So it is a glorious day to be celebrating in this Pride Month. We have our flag up on stage for now. I'll put it out front after the service, as well as the buttons we've done. And we still hold our community colors, and I think it's interesting, these are the ribbons we did at the beginning of May, different traits of our communities. We come back together after being only virtual, and how colorful that is and how colorful our community is. So much diversity that we're celebrating today in all ways. So we're grateful for that. I want to let you know a few things going on. On June 18th is our unbottled virtual music benefit. There are plenty of tickets available for that if you haven't had a chance to buy your tickets. There's a link to it online to go to it, and what that gives you is access to the concert, which includes Michael Franti, Gary Lynn Floyd, Karen Drucker, our own Shauna Marshall, Jamie Lula, and so many more. And it'll be a wonderful event. We're also doing interviews with certain nonprofits that the benefit will partner with in that way, that we're helping support. So some of these nonprofits have really struggled. And I know as a nonprofit that we were been challenged during the pandemic as well. And so we want to raise up the valley in this way, raise up the kind of work that's being done, people that align with our vision and mission. One of the most exciting programs that we're going to be benefiting is called the Diversity in Ministry Program. And this is a program that runs through our own School of Spiritual Leadership, but we're actively seeking people of color to get scholarships to be able to go to school for little or no money, so that we can create our community spiritual leaders to be more diverse. We have our Spanish-speaking ministry, which we're happy to support, and we also want to continue to support that in other ways. So that's one of the benefits I want to let you know about. We also have this the last Sunday to sign up for the Ancient Wisdom and Ernest Holmes hybrid course that Bernessa is teaching. Bernessa is back there in the back there. She talked about it last week. It's an exciting course. It's not only a requirement for practitioner, but it's just an opportunity for you to learn more about our beliefs as well as time to practice. Why I love the seminars and classes we do is we can talk about it on Sunday, but the classes are time to practice it and to go deeper and to have readings and practices during the week as well between classes, and a community of people to talk about your challenges as well as your celebrations. So I think those classes are really amazing to do, and I encourage anybody, no prerequisites, to sign up for it. And it'll start out in what month is it? In June? In June it will start out with the in-person, with virtual. And then July, we're going to switch to a hybrid in person if you want to come in person. So we'll be able to do that by then. Other things, we're also doing in-person meditation on Wednesdays, as well as a circle of intention after that. Next week, we have excitement that Melissa and Z are back for another great service. They were so fun last time they were here, so they're back here. And then the following Sunday after that, June 20th, is Father's Day. So we're celebrating Father's Day. And that evening, June 20th, is also the solstice. That'll be at 8:30 at night. But what we're doing is we're going to start. Michael Coleman's going to lead. He's a professional drummer, so he's going to lead us with that starting at 7 p.m. So we're going to be drumming, and who knows, maybe some dancing, who knows, some singing, who knows what's going to, it's going to be an open celebration of the solstice. So start at 7, and we're going to move into that time of the summer solstice. So we're excited about that. And if you're interested in any other ticket information or information about class or anything, it's all on our website. I'll let you know one more thing that we're beginning to seek. Remember, we did the Sip and Savor. If you've been around this community, we did it once 2 years ago in person, and that was wonderful. Last year we had to do it in virtual. Well, we're going to go back to an in-person one in September. So we're excited about that. We're actively seeking auction items because we'll do another silent and live auction. So you'll be hearing more about that, well as forms that you or people might be able to donate things to our auction. So we're excited about that. So with all that and more, we'll begin the sacred part of our service. Shauna will open us up with a meditative song.
Oh, hello. Sing along with you. We're going to sing, I am the spark, you are the spark, we are the spark. And the song's called I am the light.
Joy that burns in my heart. Good morning. I ask you all to just take in this glorious, beautiful day and know that as we open our hearts to God, that light beingness, that God essence serves us to the depths of our soul and spreads outward everywhere. So just knowing that we come together today to honor our souls called to freedom. I know that for each and every one of us, our hearts are open to hear and sing and pray and know the truth that speaks to us from within. So I would like to give thanks to my niece who came out in her authenticity this week. And I know that it was really difficult for her and her husband and their 2 little children. And I just bless this family, knowing that they move forward in the freedom of what is best for all of them. And I know that God leads them. And so I also know that for myself and for each and every one of us, as we let go of fear, whatever fear binds us, we open to that wholeness and newness of who we are deep in our souls, that we are all one with Spirit, one with God, and that we align ourselves with that consciousness that knows that our intention is to live in freedom of the truth, with the truth, and to stand in the wholeness of who we are. And as we do that and we stand together with love for each and every one of us, that we guide ourselves and the people around us to know the world is a better and joyful place. And so I just implore you to keep your hearts open. If your heart is open, you will be led to your highest good always. And so this also means that we will still have trials in our lives. We get them all the time. I get them. I just had one argument with my dentist, who I finally talked her into pulling out my tooth that was actually broken. And it's pretty painful, but it was a good decision because the tooth was cracked and it was gone. And it's going to be painful for a while, but I can live with that because I know in the end, I'm being led to my highest good. So I just want to say, keep your hearts open, keep that love alive, know that you are one with Spirit, and everything will be fine. Stand up for truth. Do not walk blindly into this crazy world. When you see craziness happen, bless it. Know that God is alive somewhere in that situation, and do what you can to bring truth and love to any situation. So with that, I say bless you. So it is.
Yeah, they do. It's just one way state.
Oh, got myself a little mixed up here. Out of order. There we go. Reverend Jay said that I'll be singing at Unbottled with including Michael Franti, and I'm really excited about that. And my band will be here later today, and we'll be recording our segment, and this is one of the songs that we'll be doing. So it speaks to reaching out to each other and our community. I actually wrote this about our community, the Napa Valley Center for Spiritual Living. The road may be long and your path may feel weary, and you may not see your way very clearly. Now put one foot in front of the other and turn around and reach out for your sister and your brother. One foot in front of the other. You've got to love yourself and take care of each other. You just might think that you are out here on your own, all by yourself, and you ain't got no one, but I'm here to tell you that every storm's end waiting for you with a rainbow and a smile, my friend. One foot in front of the other, and turn around and reach out for your sister and your brother. One foot in front of the other. You've got to learn to love yourself and take care of each other. Now look into their eyes, see through all the rage, take them by the hand and try to ease the pain. Take every moment, there's no need to wait. Do what's right, be the light here on your plate. One foot in front of the other. Now turn around and reach out to your sister and your brother. One foot in front of the other. You've got to learn to love yourself and take care of each other. One foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. Love one another. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shauna. It was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And a great message to continue just to put one foot in front of the other. And today, in particular with this month, we're talking about the soul's call, our soul's call And what we know is the soul can call us to many things, including just a greater openness, a greater understanding, a greater compassion, to forgiveness, to inclusivity, to peace, to joy, to all sorts of opening to our heart. And today in particular, the theme is about the soul's call to freedom. So what is freedom for us? What frees us from what binds us, what holds us back, what restricts us? And often it's within ourselves, our own resistance, our own procrastination, our own hesitation to do things when the soul is seeking to express itself fully. I think this particular theme really, I've thought about it a lot this week because I am inspired by all the lesbian and gay and bisexual and trans and queer folk that have been willing to come out when appearances, it could continue to discrimination, rejection, and even death at times. And they're willing to do that because it's such a strong part of themselves. The LGBTQ people that I talk to, they say that it's such a strong pull in them for them not to express it is almost like an inner death, a numbness within them. So they would rather risk this rejection, this discrimination, than to live a lie, to live their truth fully. And to me, that inspires me because what I have to reveal might be uncomfortable. It might require some growth pain, just like Diana was talking about. There's often some discomfort and pain when it comes to expressing something new and being something new and aware of that. But it's nothing to the degree of what LGBTQ folks have been, their pathway from literally being put in jail and dying because of this. So this inspires me, and this lets us be a model for willingness to open up to what our truth is and what we sense inside. What is our soul's yearning? Now, at times I am irritated, and people are judgmental of others who are about who they love and who they don't love, and what people do with their bodies, particularly women do with their bodies, or what they don't do with their bodies. And so I own that I am judgmental of people's judgments. I know my soul is seeking something different, but my brain just struggles with this. So I know my soul is seeking this inclusivity and openness to embrace all, because that's what the soul does, is embrace this allness. What we perceive as good or bad, healthy, unhealthy, wrong and right, it sees it as one. It experiences it one. So when we are in our soul beingness, that we can hold all as one. And I know my soul seeks that. I know within my soul all is well. Let me go step back a little bit and talk about what I mean by our soul, because a lot of people mean different things by that. So I'm talking about our divine essence, our divine being that is unique to us, though. Some people talk about a soul within, and certainly we experience by going within. But I think of a soul as being bigger than my body, bigger than me, that it's actually surrounding me like an aura or a spiritual essence that's around me, because it's bigger than I am. And I need to experience something bigger than my small mind, than my ego that wants to protect me and wants to keep me safe. I need something that is expansive. And so I also talk about the Greeks defined soul as breath. And I think that's important because when we breathe deeply, it's a soul breath. We can breathe, kind of shallow or we don't really think about our breathing. But when we breathe deeply through our stomach, we allow our stomach to expand. we're taught to keep our stomach in, right? When we take pictures, okay, tuck it in, smile. But for the soul work, we just need to open up our stomach, open up our heart, open up our beingness to experience the soulness. So it's a breath pushing out your stomach to breathe in. Let's all take that deep breath and allow it expansive in your abdomen to happen. And then when you let it go, you just relax with this. And with this kind of breath, one more time. And just breathing out and letting it go. We recognize that all is well. That even if there's conflict or trouble or challenges in our lives with our soul, all is well. There's a peace, even among conflict, even among things that are challenged in our life. There's a story that I often tell in memorial services, particularly if it's an elderly person who's lived for a long time and they've lived a good life, but their body was just simply gave out. It wasn't any particular reason. And I tell this story about John Quincy Adams, the former president. He was on his 80th birthday. He was walking down the street in Boston, and somebody stopped him and said, how is John Quincy Adams today? And John Quincy Adams responded, thank you. John Quincy Adams is well, sir, quite well. I thank you. But the home in which he lives is at present is becoming dilapidated. It's tottering upon the foundation. Time and the seasons have nearly destroyed it. Its roof is pretty well worn out. Its walls are shattered, and it trembles with every wind. The old tenement is becoming almost uninhabitable. And I think John Quincy Adams will have to move out of it soon. But he himself is quite well, sir. Thank you for asking. We are well within. And when we're finished with our body, our soul still moves on. And we can always be assured of that. And we are quite well right where we are. We just breathe in this and knowing that the truth is we are well. Carl Jung says that he who looks outside dreams and he who looks inside awakens. It is our soul that seeks to awaken in us, to be alive, to be vibrant. And if there's any part of you that's hesitating, that's not the soul. Now, there are times we are guided to be cautious, guided to be aware of our surroundings for whatever reason. But that too is an awareness. It is moving us towards something, a greater experience, a greater expression of life. And that we, the soul, also seeks room to breathe. That's my love of nature, is that I find in it the quietness, the room to breathe, but also in my spiritual practice and my meditation, there's room to breathe because I quiet and darken a space. So I take out the world and just allow myself to be present. It can also be in my backyard. We've done some work in our backyard. It looks wonderful, so we find that room to breathe. And from that place, we can be clear about what it is for ours to express, what is seeking to be expressed through us. That's a statement we use envisioning here, what is seeking to be expressed through us, through me, through this community. And so we ask that, what is God seeking to express through me in this moment? And we give it room to grow, room to be, space. That is this soul work we do. Rumi says, the soul has given its own ears to hear things the mind does not understand. We don't expect to understand it with your mind. Let it be something that is unique and special, and allow it room to come through you in this way, and that is this place of freedom that it can allow. I think of the soul as like our own Wi-Fi. You have your Wi-Fi, whether at your work or home, and it's connected to the World Wide Web, right? But you have your own password. You have the name of your Wi-Fi, and you have your own password, so you log into that. But it's connected to the bigger allness of life, wherever that cloud is. It's up there somewhere, right? And so the soul is our own uniqueness, but it's connected to source. We need to remember to log in. And what if you lose the password, right? We're doing that all the time, right? Oh, what's the password? Oh, okay. So we retrieve our password. So sometimes we haven't checked in with our soul. There's people that specialize in work called soul retrieval because we've forgotten that. And it's this deep meditation, deep journey, inner journey that we do, shamanic journeys to retrieve our soul. And so we need to check in. We need to tune in. If we forget the password, that's okay, because there's a way to reconnect by simply being willing and opening up to what our soul is yearning for to express through. Give it space, to give it room to breathe in our lives. I watched a movie the other day called The Sound of Identity. It's a fascinating movie about a trans woman named Lucia Lucas. She actually grew up in Sacramento, went to Cal State. She has this beautiful baritone voice because she's a trans. Her transition to a woman has not changed her voice at all. So here she is, this trans woman with this beautiful baritone voice. And she's an opera singer. She developed her opera voice at the Chicago College of Performing Arts, but then went to Europe in 2009 because Europe is more, opera is more popular over there. So she was able to have a full-time operatic singing career over there. And it was in 2019 she had her first performance in the United States at the Tulsa Opera House. And I know you say Tulsa, but it's a big opera house there, well funded by philanthropy, and it's known throughout the United States. People travel all over to come to the Tulsa Opera. And so she was the first trans woman to have a leading role in an opera in the United States, and I think probably in the world. And it was featured that, and it had glorious reviews and very popular, sold out performances. And I just love this idea that she was willing to be who she was, that she risked losing her career as an opera singer. But the role she played in this opera was of a man. But for her, that wasn't out of the ordinary. It was just acting. It was just singing. It was a role she was doing. As soon as she got off stage, she put back on her dress and was this beautiful woman. She was willing to do that. There was also another line in there that I love. She said, "Trans is such a small part of my identity." I like that, although that's what we focus on. From the outside, the truth is she's a complicated, complex person. And she seeks to express through her voice. She wants people to feel. She hopes people both hate and love the character she is on stage because she wants them to feel emote. I mean, opera is so emotive. And so she loves it when there's a reaction of that, a response to that people are engaged. What's also interesting about her that in 2000, before her transition, she married Ariana, and I don't know how they communicated about it or what, but I'm sure there were plenty of discussions. But in 2000, and their marriage lasted through it. I think it's beautiful. Not all relationships can make changes like that, but the ideal relationships are ones that allow their partners to grow, allow room, space for the soul to express itself, the soul to be. That's not always possible, but I think it's beautiful when it does. I know in our faith Centers for Spiritual Living, we have a trans man who's one of our ministers in a community. And he transitioned during his marriage, and his marriage is still they're very happy people. They're very much in love with each other. I will also say that his first community that he went to, they weren't fully accepting of him being a trans man, so he had to move to a new community where they are fully accepting of him. So, there's still risk out there, especially around trans issues, because that's the one people don't fully understand yet, or are resistant to understanding in that way. But we are complex individuals. And this whole idea of this sound of our identity, or our identity soul that we allow to come through us, is a necessary thing for us to continue to be open and vibrant and alive in our lives. Rumi talks about this soul, and he's talks about the soul as being this personal identity of ours, and it downloads from spirit, from God, Yahweh, whatever we call this divine creation, creator, and we can listen to this through our soul. And he says it like this: every moment of voice out of this world calls on our soul to wake up and rise. Soul of ours is like a flame with more smoke than light, blackening our vision, letting no light through. I love this metaphor that he talks about. So I'm going to stop here and just talk about this a little bit for the rest of his poem. Our soul of ours is like a flame with more smoke than light, blackening our vision, letting no light through. If you've ever been camping or have been in a house where there's a fire going, you know that as the fire dies down, the wood smoldering creates more smoke than the fire does itself. So sometimes you have to build up the fire to keep that smoke from. Or perhaps if you're like me, one time lit a fire in a fireplace and forgot to open up the damper. You know what the damper is? The little lever you pull to allow the smoke to come up the chimney. And of course, the smoke just comes billowing out into the room. This is like our soul can be, as Rumi says, more smoke than light, blackening our vision, letting no light through. If we're not on fire, if we're not actively tuning into our soul, if our soul is not tuning in and being connected to spirit. Rumi continues, lessen the smoke and more light brightens our house. The house you dwell in now, the eventually you'll move into, now my precious soul. How long are you going to waste yourself in this wandering journey? Can't you hear the voice, my precious soul? Can't you use your swifter wings and answer the call? Can't you use your swifter wings and answer the call? I could go hummingbird, right? Swift wings. And yet for us, it's awakening. It's an intention. It's a willingness to let this soul come through us and be through us. This life that is abundant, that is creative, that is powerful when we allow it to be. And the soul calls us into this greater oneness, this greater magnificence that we know. Ernest Holmes says that everything that is wrong in our experience, whether we call it pain, sickness, poverty, or unhappiness, is denial of the allness of God. When we deny the allness of God, we're in a small window of what we experience about life. We want to expand it out and let the soul be the expansion of us. To feel oneness, not to get caught into a drama or a judgment or pain or discomfort we have, a diagnosis, a relationship issue. We can deal with that. It doesn't mean we ignore it. We accept it and we seek to find further revelation. And we can also know the allness of all life, the oneness that is. I am in the middle of a big project in my front yard, building a fence. I have a vision for what this fence is supposed to be. And guess what? I can't find the boards. There's a lumber shortage right now, right? So I'm having trouble. I'm struggling with that I can't fit my vision, can't match things up. So many times in our lives, what we're seeing are not matching up right. And we get frustrated by that. It's not working out the way I want it to, or the way I think it's supposed to. My experience is not what I want it to be. Things are not flowing. And then you start blaming yourself, right? What's in my consciousness? What did I create? And yet when we allow the soul to be, it's going to work out fine. I'm going to continue to find the boards to fit my vision. And guess what? All is well in my soul. All is well in your soul. It's all okay. That's when people say it's all good, that's what they mean. It doesn't mean we experience good. It doesn't mean that when somebody comes in to a store and shoots up 20 people, we call that good, but there's good in it. And within the greater consciousness of all life, that is good. And we hold all this violence and pain and suffering. We can hold it all in the oneness of life and know the wellness that is what frees us, that sets us free. Coretta Scott King says, "My story is a freedom song from within my soul. It is a guide to discovery, a vision of even the worst pain and heartaches can be into human monuments, impenetrable and everlasting." Impenetrable and everlasting. The key about the soul is this idea of permeable, like a cell in our bodies, right? This permeable, things come in and out of it. If a soul becomes too rigid, we can't let things out. But we also have to have some sort of spiritual identity of ourselves, or we don't have a sense of what our work is to do in the world. There was an author named John Nelson, and he wrote a book called Healing the Soul. That's a kind of a spiritual, psychological book, but it's a fascinating book. Very technical because he's a psychiatrist. But I loved a story he told in there that he was transporting a patient who had been diagnosed with a mental illness. I'm not sure what mental illness is, but it was his condition where he would continually be uttering things, making sounds, make any sense at all, but he seemed to think he knew what he was talking about. So he was in the back seat as Dr. Nelson was transporting into a place, and he's uttering on, and then suddenly his voice changes a little bit and says, "Watch out for the red cars coming through the intersection." And he because the voice changed, he looked around and sure enough saw a red car that ran a red, stopped in time for it, and would have, if that man had not said something, would have been hit by this car coming through the intersection. Now, this particular man diagnosed with mental illness, his soul membrane was too penetratable. There's too much information coming in there. So we need to be permeable and allow highest and to come to us. So that is why we have this word. We are a unique expression of ourselves, and allow this truth to come through us. And we know the soul is the truth of who we are. And we are inspired. We are to allow the soul to come through us and be this magnificent person, this magnificence of who we are. This love, this peace, this joy, this freedom that we can be unrestrained. Not letting what other people think, not letting what we may think that we should be doing, but allowing the soul to express through us in free ways. We are I don't think we are necessarily who we think we are or who we think others think we are. We are truly the soul within us, our divine essence that's in us and around us and seeking to express itself in freedom and health and wholeness and vibrancy and love. So let us tune into that Wi-Fi password and be this soul, this deeper connection in our life. Let us go to prayer. What we know in this moment is the truth of our life. The truth of spirit itself is this soul that is surround us, that knows the oneness, the unity of all life. So when we feel separate or we feel alone, we simply allow this soul to be our truth, to be our deeper connection, our deeper contentment. And we know that all is well right here and right now. So we know that Spirit joins us in this. And together we are one. We are connected. We are alive and we are free. For this we are so, so grateful. And so it is. All right. Many blessings, and now more of Shauna.
Thank you, Reverend Jay. I can't tell you how excited I was to come here and sing during Pride. I'm a proud mom of a gay son. And when my son was little, my children were little, I brought them here to the center because I wanted them to, get that spirituality, something, I wanted them to understand themselves. And I really feel so strongly that this legacy of oneness that we're celebrating here today, about 50 years of oneness, that was critical in the formation of my children's success now. I mean, they're such wonderful human beings, and I couldn't be happier to, be able to say that they came from here. We came from here. It was our spiritual home. So I'm really excited to be here now, sharing, in this community, sharing the oneness that I feel in my heart. And this next song I wrote, it's called The Onion, and it's about revealing the layers of yourself, peeling away all the different layers of life and the things that can kind of get in the way. And it's about getting down to that soul, that call to that place inside of us that wants to express. So, can you make sure it starts at the beginning? Thank you. Just having problems with my paper today. There we go. I've been down that road before. I walked each line and banged my head on every door, and I believe the truth to be residing here inside of me. And this time I'm going all in. I won't give up, I can't give in. I can't believe the shape I'm in. Going down, it's happening this time. I've been tired and scared and cold. I've drowned my sorrows and crashed my ship on every shore, and round there I go. I can't believe somebody didn't know where to stop or where I go this time. Ooh, whoa, oh yeah. It's so much more I see. I've been down this road before, and I'm not going down anymore. This time it's real. I'll my onion to the core, and I believe the light inside of me shines bright and so much more. This time I'm going all in. My destiny is waiting for me to finally peel back everything that's kept me from having so much more. I've been down that road before.
Beautiful. So I think all your songs are original today that you sang, that you wrote. I know The Onion is, and so you're a great songwriter.
I
And
can't help it. God makes me want to sing is not mine.
well, that's true. Okay, the very opening
The
song.
sentiment is mine.
But this song was particularly appropriate. You know, we peel the onion, and we're the core of us is the soul. So thank you very much. Thank you. Let's give her another round of applause. So this also celebrate the abundance of the center. We appreciate all that you've given, your time, talent, your treasures. There's a basket here if you can give to the basket today. It's wonderful. Or to give online if you're virtually online. We appreciate the support. We're continuing to fund and fulfill this vision that we talk about here of a world that works for everyone, so that you are part of filling in everything you do by your volunteer work you do, the time and treasures you give us. So we really appreciate that, as well as what we offer is your soul to speak as well. So thank you for being here today. So we have an affirmation. We know that which you give also is a circulation. That which you give, you receive also. So we have an affirmation that affirms that. So we simply say, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is. Thank you very much for your support. We also want to support our children who continue to navigate education, some of them going to school part-time still, some still doing it virtually. Hopefully September will be fully engaged in school, but we raise our hand and support them as well by simply saying, we love you, we care about you, and we're here for you. And finally, our community affirmation that we do. So repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
I am led by spirit,
I am led by
wisdom.
I am guided by wisdom.
I am protected by love.
I am protected by love.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am so grateful. And so it is. And now our final song.
Well, everybody knows this one. You want to stand for stand? Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. World now. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace.